Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video for The Walking Dead Season 3 discussion topic. Obviously, tonight is the big episode, the mid-season finale, so I'm very excited in the mood. Can't wait to see it, absolutely stoked. Before we get into the video, I want to do a quick private message of the week. Sometimes I get the most ridiculous, retarded shit you guys wouldn't believe. So this question comes from Boxy Box Production. Says, Trev, how do you think Rick would have reacted if Lori's baby had come out black? T-Dog would have been in a lot of trouble, for sure. Although, then again, he would have been dead already, but I just get some of the most ridiculous private messages sometimes for video suggestions and stuff. It's just ridiculous. This one's not bad, though. This one is pretty good. I'm going to do it. I decided it is a pretty good topic, and that is discussing whether or not Randel, Dave, and Tony from The Walking Dead Season 2 are actually a part of the Governor's Group or were a part of the Governor's Group. Now, if you guys don't remember, Dave and Tony were the two guys that Rick met in the bar in, I think it was Nebraska, and then a few other members of their group fought against Rick, Herschel, and Glenn in Nebraska, which was, I think, episode 9. Or, no, they fought against them in Triggerfinger, which was episode 9, I think, and Nebraska was episode 8 for Season 2. And there was a couple other members of the group, and essentially Rick obviously shoots Dave and Tony. If you guys remember, awesome moment for Rick in the TV series. Sort of the turning point for him in terms of badassery. And then after that, they fight outside, and Randle gets stuck there, and then the whole leg thing. And Rick takes Randle back. Obviously, the whole event's with Shane. They end up deciding that, Shane decides he's going to do it on his own, goes to kill Randle, and then does. And then, of course, Shane kills Rick afterwards. So we didn't really ever get to find out from those characters which group exactly they were with. Now, they did act a lot like the Governor and people that would be in his group, where they're looking sort of in that world. They're out there. And as soon as Dave and Tony meet Rick and they find Herschel and all that, and they find out sort of about the farm, they immediately want to check out the farm. Immediately. So that kind of is very similar to the Governor's sort of strategy, which is once they meet characters out there in the world, scavenge, kill them, take what they have. Take what you can get from them. Either steal their food, supplies, guns, ammunition, whatever it is, definitely do not befriend them, but kill them and take their stuff. Sort of similar to what the Governor did to those military men that were on the road and took all their artillery and all their stuff, even rocket launchers and shit like that, which was a cool scene, by the way, a very cool scene from Season 3. So that sort of does coincide with how the Governor acts. And they did refer to, one of the ones outside did refer to him as, I'm not going to tell him that some asshole shot Dave and Tony at a bar. So whoever him is, I think there's a good chance it's supposed to be the Governor. Also later on, when Randle is captured, we sort of get some details from him. There's sort of like a double meeting where T-Dog goes to the barn to get Randle, and he says, Randle, Governor called, you're free or whatever. Now that was just sort of, I think, sort of a hint that they were going to have the Governor. It sort of just kind of make something interesting there for him to say, to sort of relate back to the comic book and give us an idea that the Governor would probably be coming soon in the next season, which obviously he has. But there wasn't anything in particular that I think could lead us to one conclusion or another for sure. Randle, when Shane takes him out, sort of tells him that you're going to like our group, the guys there are just like you and all this kind of stuff. And so, that he'd fit right at home and all of that. So, I mean, that doesn't really tell us either way. Like, nothing Randle really said. He also told Daryl that they found a guy, I think, out in the forest with his daughters or something like that. I forget exactly what the words were, but that the people in his group had, I think, attacked him or tried to rape his daughters or something like that. So that doesn't really seem a lot like what the Governor... I mean, to a certain degree, But so it could be. So it's hard to say. I think it's an interesting topic for discussion. I don't think that anybody involved with the show, like Glenn Mazzara or Robert Kirkman or anybody, has come out and said whether or not, for sure, those three were a part of the governor's group. But I think it is hinted at, and I think that's what it's supposed to mean. However, they have never stated it specifically. So maybe they could use that in the future. Like, for example, we've never heard the governor say anything about them, reference them, or anything of the sort. So there is a potential that maybe when the whole governor versus Rick and the prison versus Woodbury thing this year or next year is resolved, that maybe we could find out that they were part of somebody else's group, maybe a new character they could create for the television series. So that's another possibility. I think it's probably pretty likely they were a part of the governor's group. I'd say maybe 70% chance, 30% that they're not, but I don't think you can say one way or another for sure. However, you know, guarantee the amount of my subscribers, the amount of knowledge that my subscribers have about The Walking Dead vast outweighs my own. So if anybody has, you know, any links or any thing directly to answer this question that maybe one of the people involved has said for sure, or anything that they can sort of, you know, lead towards one conclusion indefinitely, I'd be interested to hear it. But at least my thoughts on it, what I've seen so far, there's no way to say for sure, but I think there's a good chance that they probably were. It makes sense and it fits. And if the shoe fits, wear it. Also, there can't be that many groups out and about in the world. Like, that's one thing about Season 3 is they've been meeting too many survivors all at once. You know, it just seems like there's all these groups that are just meeting all, you know, all the time. You know, there's a lot of people out there. It's like a year after a zombie apocalypse, I don't think there'd be that many surviving groups. I really don't. You know, Tyrese is going to come with his group. Then you've got the governor of Woodbury. You've got Rick. And then there was the prisoners there. And then there's this guy just in his freaking cabin in the woods with a huge double-barrel shotgun. There's just people all over the damn place. Andrea's out there with Michonne. You know, it just seems to me like there's too many groups right now. It's probably not realistic enough. But then again, they did go during the wintertime without seeing anybody. So I guess, you know, you could kind of weigh that in there too and say that they didn't see anybody in the winter. So now we're starting to get to see all these groups now that were maybe in hiding for a while or that kind of stuff. I mean, there would be some survivors, so that makes sense. But in conclusion, I think Randall, Dave, and Tony probably were a part of the governor's group, but you can't say for sure. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Any video suggestions, please write them below, because I do run out of ideas for videos, and right now I'm not entirely out of good ideas, but I'm pretty much. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. See you tonight for the review at like really late, or tomorrow for most of you who go to bed early. This is Trev, saying peace.